What's going on, everyone? It's Dana from Naang Boots. Today, I just want to talk to you guys about our last type that we use to make our boots, like our Winfield monkey boot, or like our Dante adventure boot. Here's one of the early prototypes. And a lot of people ask about our anatomical shape. So we have two lasts that we use with this anatomical shape. I want to show you guys first a normal last. Kind of has this more pointed toe. This is a last that might be used for like a dress boot. This is actually from a Chelsea boot that my partner did for one of his other brands. It has that very pointed toe, and you can see it's got the very pronounced heel here to elevate the heel. Quite a bit of drop on this particular last. We don't use that type of last at Naang. We focus on anatomical foot shape and foot health. So this is our minimalist last. It has that anatomical shape you can see here, and it has a little bit of heel elevation. This has got our minimal heel. It's 10 millimeters. So it gives you a little bit of elevation in the heel. This is great for people who are just transitioning to maybe they want to get to a zero drop and they've worn really big heel work boots for their whole life, or they've always worn athletic shoes that had a big drop. So this with the 10 mil is great as sort of a transition point, or if you have calf problems or lower back issues that require you to have a heel, this is a great point, but you still get that really nice toe shape. This is that anatomical foot shape. And what this allows you to do is really splay your toes out in the boot, and it gives you better balance. You have that wider foundation and your toes are able to function a lot more naturally, you can imagine, than maybe this, if you look at these side by side. Because of this shape, this is why our boots fit true to measurement. So if you have a Brannick measurement of 11, you will be an 11 in our boot. And we have very minimal arch support. It's really what molds into your foot from our all veg tan insoles. That will eventually mold over time, and you'll have a very natural, very gentle arch support. We also have our zero drop last. This one's huge. This is actually my size, 13. But you can see we have that same shape, very wide. This is our D width, and our D width is actually super wide. A lot of people who would maybe normally want an E, we talk to them and I get their measurements and they end up going with the D. But some people are still super wide. We can go as wide as we need to with our last. This is zero drop. You can see there's a little bit of a gentle arch built in there. But what's nice about this is for someone who's already sort of made that transition to a zero drop shoe and they really love barefoot shoes, they want a boot that matches that, we have that last. And we spent quite a bit of time developing it. We just didn't take our minimalist and then remove the heel altogether. We had to make some actual anatomical changes. One of the things that we found with a lot of the zero drop shoes and some of the other zero drop boots that we looked at was they got really wide in the midfoot and the heel, and that created a kind of sort of sloppy feel when you wore them. And it sort of took away the advantages you had of having this really nice anatomical toe box. You're able to move your toes around, but the midfoot and the heel felt really sloppy. Your foot was moving around quite a bit. And so we really worked on having a nice taper, but still giving enough room there. So your foot feels really secure, but the boot's not tight. You have all this room and this space up in the anatomical toe box, but you've got that really nice, comfortable fit through the midfoot and in the heel. And you see we have a little bit of toe spring here, just enough to make walking feel natural with that all veg tan insole and midsole. We get quite a bit of nice flex, but you still have all the benefits of having that type of shoe. And again, this is what, our boots look like when they're done. You have that really great platform on the bottom here. And these are actually my Winfields. I clock over 100 kilometers a week in these. These were our original prototypes I've been testing and still holding up over a year later. Versus something like this is a more natural, a more normal, a more traditional shoe shape, and you can see how it doesn't even really look like, these are the same size shoe, but the toe space here is completely unnatural, and you really wouldn't have any benefit of toe splay with something like that. So yeah, if you want an anatomical toe box that has a really good fit all the way through, whether you want zero drop or you want the minimalist heel that we offer, both great options. And right now we have the Dante, which is our adventure boot. This comes in up to 10-inch. I've got it here with the minimalist heel, and our Winfield as well, which is our monkey boot. I wear this a ton for hiking. I tend to wear the 10-inch Dante when I'm doing motorcycle trips or something like that. That's the boot that I kind of default to. But yeah, zero drop, minimalist heel, anatomic toe box. We are working on a Munson inspired last because a lot of people have asked us for a boot that has a more traditional shape, but obviously finding a balance between a wider toe box and that anatomical correctness. It's a design issue that we're excited to look into, but we want to make sure that we get it figured out. All right, that's all I really have for Naang boots on our last with our anatomical toe box, our minimalist